Nearly 200 members of the Detroit chapter of the Association for Corporate Growth, plus key business leaders and professionals from Detroit, Chicago, Grand Rapids, and Cleveland, were on hand for the 4th annual ACG Detroit Mergers and Acquisitions, or M&A conference, held at the Detroit Athletic Club in downtown Detroit in early June 2010. Among the topics covered was a Michigan turnaround plan, presented by keynote speaker Doug Rothwell, representing Business Leaders for Michigan, a nonprofit organization that consists of presidents and CEOs of 75 of Michigan's largest companies. According to Rothwell, Michigan has watched its economic and job decline reach new depths.
Michigan is ranked since the year 2000 50th in both private job creation and per capita income growth. In the United States, there have been 2 million jobs lost in the last decade. 1 million of those jobs lost were here in the state of Michigan.
Rothwell outlined his analysis of Michigan's problems and then offered a 5-point turnaround plan. Rothwell concluded his presentation by encouraging the ACG M&A conference attendees to help implement the plan by getting involved. Led by M&A conference chairperson Steve Hilfinger, an attorney with Foley Lardner, and Don Luciani, a partner with Amherst Partners, the conference program then turned to the world of deal-making, featuring speakers and panels of distinguished experts. Ralph Phillips, managing partner of PNC Capital Markets, offered the audience an economic update.
First of all, default rates have dropped precipitously. This is very important. When you look at individual banks as well, and you've probably seen some of the earnings reports of some of these banks, they're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. On the other side of the equation, now that they're starting to see the end of the tunnel, they're starting to think about earnings. How do we drive earnings of the institution? How do we kind of get back on track? You're seeing that bank loan outstandings are dropping, and dropping very rapidly. It's kind of a combination of different things that are happening. One, companies that we see are continue to delever. Companies are not quite convinced that we're out of this cycle. Although they're performing better, they continue to pay down debt. We've had a rally in the bond market that's been kind of unprecedented from last year, and a lot of bond proceeds that have been raised in the bond market have been used to pay down bank debt. And then lastly, if anybody tried to borrow money last year from a bank, you know this for a fact, but the number of banks that were actually doing business last year contracted dramatically. When you look at leveraged loan issuance in the first quarter as reported by S&P, you see a slight uptick in volume. If you look at LPC, they're showing a slight downtick in volume in the first quarter.
Phillips concluded his remarks by noting that opportunities for middle market mezzanine lenders are building in 2010 as sponsors look to put unspent capital to work in M&A transactions and issuers return to the market to refinance. According to ACG Detroit M&A conference organizers, the general feeling of attendees was one of cautious optimism that the deal market is moving forward. The conference concluded with 2 panel discussions, one on private equity view of opportunities in Michigan, and the other finding value at or near the bottom of the cycle.